Hello everybody, my name is Joy and welcome back to the hunt. Now, I've been wandering around for a bit once again and I realized that I have wool and I have a loom. And I tried to combine those, but I don't believe I could do that. But I was thinking, when you look at the thing at the spider's nest thingy, you see a mosaic of a woman that is half spider, and I thought it's about Arachne, the woman who was turned into a spider because she challenged the gods. And I figured 1 + 1 is 2. I could be spinning something there, maybe? It's a bit far-fetched, but I'm sort of out of options here. I thought maybe I can do that. I wouldn't know how a stag would do that with their hoofs, but who knows? Alright, I probably sped that up for you. Okay, so I have no idea what to do here, I'll be honest, I don't know. But let's have a look at this again. Wearing armor, pointing towards what looks like a cross between a woman and a spider. I forgot about the woman with armor, so maybe this doesn't make any sense at all. No, I figured as much. Can I do something with this box? No. No. So what do I do? Something is written here. Here's the material of their competition. No, wait a minute. If there's things written here, I did not even see that. Something is written here. Here's the instrument of their competition. Yes, that makes sense. Material of their competition. Place the wool there. Arachne's web is now complete. Okay. Oh, okay, so this is complete now. Alright, so there's only one more world to complete, I believe, the one with the sheep. But what do I do about the sheep? I still have Apollo's harp. And I want to make sure I complete everything. I don't want to progress before I've completed everything. You know, making sure that I... Okay, gotta keep listening. I want to make sure that I just get the true ending here, because that's what I've been aiming for. And that's what the developer has urged me to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's my mission here. Alright, so... I still have Apollo's harp. And the only world that I haven't completed just yet is the world with the sheep. And I don't know yet, I don't know the answer to the riddle of what the duck would like to eat. You know, when the bear and the cow and the rest of them. What would the duck like to eat? What would the duck like? Oh, they have 3 ducklings now. You've been busy when I was away. I've only seen one first. Quack. Hey, do you want to hear a secret? There's a secret entrance to the library of Mount Olympus. From Apollo's entrance, you need to knock on a certain part of the wall a certain number of times. Quack. Yes, but I only have Apollo's harp, really. You know, if this is Apollo's realm... I think this is Apollo's realm because of this, you know, how it looks. There's gotta be something to it. There's gotta be something to find. Maybe here, like this is an empty area. This is like... Oh, wait a minute. Parts of the wall opened up. Go inside? Yes, go inside. Really? Yes, just go inside. Just do it, man. This looks like a library to me. Ring bell for pig. Is that a pig? Oh, there's a flying piggy up there. Oh, I love those. Hello, piggy. The shelf is lined with tons of books. You'd love to take one, but it's kind of hard when you only have hooves. That's true. That's all truth. Okay, so this is a library. What am I supposed to... I have the harp. What do I do about the harp? Oh, hello there. My. Rather impressive you managed to find this place. God, I hope I have everything I need. It is rather tricky to get in. I'm gonna save in the next file here. Just making sure. There's a book over there. There appears to be something floating in the pond. The pool looks pretty shallow. You probably won't even... Oh, you know what? I just saved. Give it a try. Okay. So that's not... I will blow up and explode. Never mind. Never mind. I guess it just has a lot of chlorine in it. So, let's see. What do I do here? Statue of one of the muses. Marble bust. It's very detailed and well done. Painting supplies lie scattered on the table, and a lamp sits on a glass chest full of art supplies. Yes, because Apollo was the guy who was into art, right? I know there must be something I can do. Like with that harp. There must be. I really hope I can go back, though. I wouldn't know what to do back there, but, you know, what if? What if? I feel like this game is nearing its end, though I might not be done with it just yet. It might take another episode or 4. Let's see, what did I have? Apollo's Harp, Book of Monsters. Maybe I can press no, because it asked me, are you sure? It asked me if I was sure. There appears to be something floating. The pool looks pretty shallow. Do you probably won't even wet your knees? Don't do it. Okay, so it doesn't give me an option there. What do I do about that? I assume this is all part of this section of... like those 3 out of 4 sections that I finished, and then this is the last section. This is where I need to solve one more puzzle. Alright, I'm just gonna do this in a strategic way. I'm just gonna be walking around. Oh. Hi there, what can I help you with? What section is this? Well, let's see. This is the Diana section. Any story that relates to the goddess Diana can be found here. Anything else I can help you with? I'd like to see a book. Sure thing, wait right here. Alright, what kind of book are you gonna give me? Sorry, but for some reason I'm forbidden from showing you any books from this section. Anything else I can help you with? Don't be afraid to ring if you need something. Okay, so that's something I can do apparently. Let's just do that. Let's go by the bookshelves one by one and talk to every single one of these piggies. Ring the bell. Hi there, what can I help you with? What section is this? Well, let's see. This is the library rules section. Sorry about that. All the rules and regulations that this library abides can be found here. Abides by can be found here. Anything else I can help you with? I'd like to see a book. It's not going to be allowed to show me a book, is he? Is he? Here you go. Just let me know when you're done, okay? I can't leave this book just laying around. Read the book. Ooh, retrieving books. Okay, retrieving books. Whenever anyone wants to retrieve a book, they must ring the bell and have one of the librarian pigs fetch it for them. The pig shall attend the reader at all times until the reader is finished with the book. This is to ensure no text gets lost. Most books can be read by anyone or anything which wishes to read them. However, there are certain exceptions. If a book contains delicate information or informs the reader about the future, they may not be permitted to read it. Returning books. Once the reader has finished with their book, they must return said book immediately to the responsible pig. The pig will then promptly return the book to its proper shelf. This is to ensure that nothing is misplaced. Okay, that was all? Okay, that was all. So, I'm thinking I have a book. I have a book. Book of Monsters. Can I bring that back? Was that the long lost book every single pig has been yearning for to see? Well, I guess I'll find out. We're gonna systematically... Come on. Go to the bell. Oh, I'm supposed to stand on the other side, I think. Because the piggy's gonna stand there. Ring ring. Ring ring. Hi there, what can I help you with? What section is this? Well, let's see. This is the section of the muses. Any story that relates to the muse goddesses can be found here. Anything else? I'd like to see a book. Just any book. Just show me any book. Just pick one. Here you go. Just let me know when you're done. I can't just have books lying around. Read the book. The muses were the goddesses of the arts. Their responsibility was to inspire others to create, whether through music, the arts, or the sciences. I got a harp. Any other of their duties was to record stories and legends as they occurred. Because of this, they would often reveal the truth behind one's tragic end. Okay, that's it. That's that book. This is actually kind of fun to do. I really like to read myself, so... Okay, that's it. I don't think you will get another book if you try that, right? If you try... Let me try that. I'm gonna go to the same shelf and ask for a book and see if I receive the same book or a different one. I don't think so. No, this is the same one. Ring the bell. Alright, Piggy, give me a book. Oh, first, what section is this? This is the lesser gods section. Oh my, any story that relates to a lesser god of Olympus can be found here. Anything else can help you with? I'd like to see a book. Give me one of those books. Here you go, just let me know when you're done. Okay, read the book. Leto was one of the many goddesses with which Zeus has had an affair with. She was also the mother of Diana and Apollo. When Hera discovered that Leto was pregnant, her rage burned against her so strongly that she forbade anyone to allow her rest. Because no one wished to incur her wrath, everyone Leto ran. She was turned away. Hera even restrained her daughter, the goddess of childbirth, so that Leto would suffer more. So it was that Leto ran for 10 days while bearing the pains of childbearing. 10 days? What the f... Okay. Why is she so... Okay, never mind. Eventually Zephyr, god of the winds, came and carried Leto to a sole-uninhabited island. Though the winds were rough and the sea beat the island relentlessly, Leto was finally able to give birth to the twins, Apollo and Diana. Why was that goddess mad at her and not at Zeus? But even then, the three suffered many years of rejection, living on the run so much that their children saw the suffering that befell their mother as a result of her affair with Zeus. Diana would go on to become one of the sole 3 virgin goddesses. Alright. Yes, I know that mythology has kind of fucked up stories. But then again, even nowadays you see people being mad at, you know, others. For odd reasons. I mean, unless you knew. I mean, I don't know. Oh god, did I already do this one? I think so. Yes, I did. That's the second one. Okay, third row. Ring the bell. Hi there, what can I help you with? What section is this? This is the section of the Fates. Any story that relates to the Fates can be found here. Anything else I can help you with? Read. Wait a minute. It just said in the regulations that it wasn't allowed to... that I wasn't allowed to read certain books if it predicted my future or for other reasons. Now, what was that first section that I got refused? That refused to give me a book? What was that first section? The Fates were 3 women who were said to have looked like old women from the moment of their birth. Between the 3 of them, they would share 1 eye and 1 set of teeth. Though the women themselves were not very powerful, they had the ability to see the future and destiny of other people. Not only that, but it was also their duty to lead them to that fate. That's awfully dark. Oh, no, don't read that again. Let me just check real quick what that section was. Diana section. Diana is the goddess of the hunt. And I got refused a book here, right? That kind of confirms my suspicions that I've been keeping to myself all this time. Yes, I'm forbidden from seeing any books from this section. Because it has to do with hunt, I think. Alright, so third row, this side. Just gonna keep doing this. Ring ring. Hi there, what can I help you with? What section is this? This is the Prometheus section. Any story that relates to the god Prometheus can be found here. Anything else? I'd like to see a book. And it's gonna go. I'm not even sure if this is of any use to me, but probably. Just let me know when you're done, okay? I can't just have books laying around. Read book. Prometheus was considered to be the man's greatest benefactor. When Zeus was arranging with mankind which parts they would sacrifice to the gods, Prometheus cleverly discovered that the meat with the stomach and decorated the bones with fat. Oh, cleverly covered the meat with stomach and decorated the bones with fat. Fooled by the display, Zeus chose the useless bones, permitting man to keep the edible meat. Zeus, having discovered this trickery, decided to punish Prometheus by taking fire away from the humans. Prometheus saw how miserable man became without fire, and stole some from the sun god's chariot. Angered by Prometheus' disobedience, Zeus chained him to a cliff and created an eagle to eat a piece of his liver every day. Oh right, yes, that poor guy. But since Prometheus was a god, he did not die. Every time the eagle ate a piece of his liver, it would simply grow back. Thus, Prometheus was trapped within an endless cycle of pain and isolation. The end. Well, that was a lovely story. Yes, I remember that story. God, that seems like a terrible fate. Good thing that that's not possible. Okay, never mind. Moving on to the fourth row. Ring ring. Hi there, what can I help you with? What section? Section of Natural Studies. Any information that relates to different creatures or element in nature can be found here. Anything else can help you with? I'd like to see a book. Sure thing, wait right here. I really wonder if I can do something here with the Book of Monsters. Here you go. Just let me know when you're done, okay? Kind of books laying around. Read book. Eternal Fire. Otherworldly fires are very different from the fires found in mortal abodes. Depending on the kind of fire, some flames will bring death while others cause no harm whatsoever. The two most extreme fires are those of Apollo and those of Tartarus, the two we just used, I presume. The fires of Apollo are so hot that few can approach it. The fires of the underworld burn so cold the only souls of the dead can withstand their blaze. Yes, I've experienced that firsthand. Alrighty then. Okay, I'm just gonna continue recording here because I want to try and read everything in this library. That seems interesting enough. Oh dear, what can I help you with? What section is this? Well, let's see. This is the legendary creatures section. Unfortunately, I'm missing some important books and I can't find them. Oh, books. Oh dear, oh dear. Yes, oh dear. Oh, I would love to get it for you, but I'm afraid this section is missing important content. I'm really sorry. Sorry I couldn't be much service. So... You'd love to take one? Yes, I know, but what do we do about that? Because I have a book, but not books. Is that bad news for me? Alright, I need to keep this one in mind then. I'm just gonna go ahead and go through the rest of the books. Rows, there can be much. There can be many left. Okay, just these. If you're not interested, just go ahead and skip ahead, but I do think it's fun to read all the content that the developer has so carefully put there. What section is this? Aphrodites. Aphrodite. Any story that relates to Aphrodite, anything else can help you with? No, I'd like to see a book. Give me that love book. Aphrodite was the most beautiful of all goddesses on Olympus. Strangely enough, she was not birthed like other gods, but came from the foam of the sea when the blood of Uranus' groin touched the ocean. Yes, that's a weird story, because his genitals got cut off with an axe, I believe, in a battle between gods or titans, I believe, and then as his dick fell into the sea, it turned into foam, and from that, Aphrodite was born. So you know what the price is of beautiful children. She was so beautiful that all the gods on Mount Olympus wanted to take her as a wife. It became such an issue that Zeus knew he had to pick a husband for her lest fighting break out amongst the gods. Now there was one god who had always been a hard worker, that Zeus decided to reward with Aphrodite as his wife. The only thing was that this god was Hephaestus, the ugliest of all gods. Aphrodite hated Hephaestus. Hephaestus, I'm sorry I'm pronouncing that weird, but didn't want to disobey Zeus. Although she was quickly married, she would soon come to have many affairs with his handsome brother Ares. Aphrodite and Hephaestus marriage often represents the fickle relationship between the arts and industry. Oh, really? Is that so? This is the section of Cupid. Oh, another love one. Any story that relates to Cupid can be found here. Alright, give me that book. Cupid, the god of love and intercourse, was birthed from Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty, and Ares, the god of war and masculinity. Of all the gods that existed, none was more beautiful than him. Now Cupid had a rather cruel and mischievous nature. He would often make people fall for each other, as one might expect of the god of love. But there were other times he'd make them fall in love with animals just for laughs. Now it came to pass that a princess by the name of Psyche had grown to be so beautiful and lovely that everyone who saw her would marvel at her beauty, so much that they began to neglect Aphrodite's temple. Aphrodite, being the goddess of beauty, was infuriated and called her son Cupid. "My beautiful beloved son, there is a princess by the name of Psyche who has the audacity to accept the praises of beauty that should be mine. Go down and make her fall in love with the cruelest thing you can find." Cupid, furious at how anyone could claim to be more lovely than his mother, flew down at once to Psyche's bedroom. When he saw her beauty, he felt a shred of remorse in his heart, but set forth in his task nonetheless. Cupid had turned himself invisible and crept close to Psyche. Drawing his golden arrow, he prepared to pierce her with its tip when Psyche, feeling the cold touch of the arrow upon her breast, stirred and opened her eyes. Forgetting that he was invisible to Psyche, Cupid leapt back and in his haste stabbed himself with his own arrow. The instant he looked back on Psyche, his heart was overcome with love for her, that not even he could undo. Oh dear. You see no reason to read any further. Ah, I love that story. Hades section. Any story that relates to the god Hades can be found here. Yes, I would like to see a book of Hades. It is strange how love, no matter where it comes from, can affect the forces of nature themselves, such as how winter came to exist in a world that was once green and lush all year round. The goddess Demeter, whose responsibility was to ensure that all the vegetation in the world stayed green and healthy, loved her work. However, she loved it even more when her beloved daughter Persephone, I never know how to pronounce it in English, Persephone was with her. The two of them would go about the fields of the earth, tending to the trees and fruits and making everything bright and healthy. Now it came to pass that there was some harsh tremors plaguing the earth for a time. It grew so bad that Hades, lord of the underworld, feared Tartarus might collapse in on itself, and rode out to prevent such a catastrophe. I realize now that I've only ever been reading those names, and so it's hard for me to actually pronounce them. Now as he rode throughout the land, he spied Persephone, wondering her own, and his heart was filled with love. Without hesitation, he seized the fair maiden, threw her into his chariot, and fled back to the depths of Tartarus. Demeter wandered the earth, searching for her daughter. In her sorrow, she refused to grow anything, and soon the land became barren and desolate. The starving people began to cry out for Zeus's help. Hearing the pleas of starvation, Zeus called Demeter and asked why she had failed to grow anything. When Demeter told Zeus of her woes, Zeus instructed all the gods to search the ends of the earth for Persephone. Finally, Hermes, the messenger god, returned with the news that Hades had taken Persephone as his queen. Demeter was distraught, but Zeus told Hermes to fetch her, knowing that one way Persephone could be retrieved. Knowing the one way she could be retrieved. Meanwhile in Tartarus, Persephone had been so filled with longing for her mother that she refused Hades' affections. Hades began to grow concerned as his wife refused to eat, sleep, or drink since her arrival. Well, you abducted her, what do you expect? Please, Persephone, he begged. I cannot bear to see you like this. Won't you please eat something for my sake? Moved by his concern, Persephone took a pomegranate fruit and swallowed 6 of its seeds. Just like with the... Oh, I'm hitting my lamp. The minute she did so, Hermes flew in shouting, Persephone, Hades has no power over you. As long as you haven't eaten any of the food from the underworld, you can return to your mother. Persephone wailed in anguish, while Hades' heart leaped in relief, knowing that no authority could part him from his love now. Zeus grew concerned because he knew that the earth would soon die if Demeter could not have Persephone. Knowing his brother was just as strong as he was, Zeus decided upon a compromise. He came to Hades and said, I know you love Persephone, but if you truly want her to be happy, you will listen to my bargain. Persephone has eaten 6 seeds. Therefore, 6 months out of the year she will stay with you. The rest she may be with her mother. Hades agreed and returned Persephone to her mother at once. And so it is that for 6 months the earth will be green and lush, but the rest of the year it remains locked in ice for that time that Demeter mourns the absence of her child. It's so much fun to read these stories again. I mean, I had this big book somewhere. I have it somewhere. Oh, my voice is giving up though. I'm gonna put this all in one episode because so... Oh, never mind. Don't be afraid to ring. Okay. I'm gonna put this all into one episode because I don't want to like have several episodes of just me reading. But I do think it's fun that if you want to see it, you can continue watching the video. Hi there. What can I help you with? What section is this? Well, let's see. This is the section of, it's an artistic study section. You're not sure? Anything else I can help you with? Give me a book? Well, I would, but, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. Oh my. What kind of art are we talking about here? Here you are, I suppose. Just let me know when you're done, okay? I can't just have books lying around. Especially this one. Okay, what are you so shocked at? You quickly close the book. Never mind. Please don't ring my bell unless it's essential, okay? Oh, you're too busy with the arts. I get it. I know you pigs with your 30-minute orgasms. I wish you could come back as a pig. Hi there, what can I help you with? What section? Athena section. A story that relates to the goddess Athena, blah blah. Give me a book. Give me that book. Here you go. Just let me know when you're done, okay? I can't just have books laying around. There once was a girl named Arachne, whom from the moment she could work a loom, spent her days weaving. Here we go. This is Arachne. This is one of my favorite stories. She became so skilled in her art that people would come for miles for her fabric. But over time, she grew proud and would often boast her skills surpassed even the gods. The people tried to warn her of the dangers of insulting the gods, but Arachne paid no heed. As Arachne was busy weaving as usual, old women approached her and looked at her work. You have quite the gift, she said to Arachne. Surely the gods have blessed you with such skill. Arachne laughed at this remark. The gods gave me nothing. I cultivated my skills on my own. My ability is beyond the very gods. Be careful, the woman warned. Even if you do have a greater skill, it is not wise to talk so slanderously about the gods. They may see fit to punish you. If I have said anything that offends them, Arachne boasted, then let them come and tell me face to face. The old woman threw off her robes to reveal that she was in fact Athena, the goddess of wisdom and daughter of Zeus. Having grown tired of Arachne's boasting, she declared, Your wish is granted, Arachne. Now let us see if your skill really does surpass the gods. The two women were soon engaged in a contest of who was the better weaver. People watched in awe as the two women produced works of art from mere thread. While Athena's tapestry depicted images of the gods punishing mankind's evils, Arachne showed the faults of the gods, especially the affairs that Zeus often had with other women. When the tapestries were complete, it was almost impossible to choose which was more beautiful. But Arachne's subject worked to her advantage and was the more lovely of the two. Athena realized that she had been bested, but was upset by the disrespectful way Arachne had depicted her father. "You are indeed a most skilled seamstress," Athena said, "but don't you think your subject is a little inappropriate?" Arachne looked to Athena and smiled. "Not really. After all, I only am showing the true nature of the gods." At this, Athena was filled with fury. In her rage, she looked to Arachne with an outstretched hand and said, "Because you are so boastful of your weaving, you and your children shall spend the rest of their days spinning." Arachne's body began to shrink, until she was nothing more than a little spider. As soon as her change was complete, she climbed a tree, began spinning, and hasn't stopped since. Such is the fate of those who incur the wrath of the gods. Moral of the story: no criticism, children. Alrighty then. Yeah, that's one of my favorite stories. I'm glad that's included in this. And again, this episode is just gonna be the reading from now on. So if you want to see what I'm gonna do next, the next actual step in the game, then go to the next video. Ring the bell, yes. This is the section of Apollo. Any story that relates to Apollo can be found here. Okay, give me a book. Man, my throat is going sore almost. Here you go. Just let me know when you're done, okay? I can't leave books just laying around. Read the book. Apollo's first love was Daphne. A love-blind chance was not the cause of, but Cupid's savage anger. For Apollo saw Cupid's drawing his bow and said to him, "What are you doing, you silly boy, with such a powerful weapon? A bow like that looks better on my shoulder, for I can hit anything. Be satisfied to arouse a little passion now and then with your torch. You certainly should not consider yourself in the same class as me." "Well, Apollo, maybe you can hit everything you shoot an arrow at, but I'm going to hit you now with one of mine. And I'm better than you at archery, to the same degree that all living creatures are inferior to you, a god." With that, he flew through the air on whirring winds and drew 2 arrows from his quiver of 2 quite different kinds. One drives love away, the other makes it happen. The one that makes it happen has a sharp and shining golden point. The one that drives it away is blunt and tipped with lead. This is the one shot at the nymph Daphne and shot the other at Apollo, wounding him all the way to the bone. Immediately, one was in love. The other ran away from the very thought of love. She ran away swifter than a summer breeze and kept running when he called after her. "Nymph, please wait, I'm not your enemy, but love is the reason I'm chasing you." So the god and the girl both ran as fast as they could, he from hope, she from fear. But the one pursuing sped by wings of love, ran faster, would not let up, hung on her back, was breathing on her hair, breathing down her neck. Pale, exhausted, and overcome by the effort of running so far so fast, Daphne saw Peneus's waters. "Father, help me," she cried. "If the rivers have divine power, this beauty that has made me so attractive, rid me of it. Change me." Okay. Even before her prayer was finished, her legs were slow and heavy. A fine layer of bark covered her breasts. Her hair turned to leaves, her arm became tree branches. Her feet, just now so swift, were rooted in the ground. Her head was now the top of a tree. Only her shining beauty stayed. Apollo loved her still, and put his hands on the trunk. He felt her heart still racing beneath the new bark. Throwing his arms around the branches as if they were limbs, he kissed the tree. And it shrank from his kisses, even though it were a tree. Stop harassing— oh, damn it, stop harassing that poor tree. Oh, come on. And that was the story of the first tree hugger. I know, terrible pun. Let's move on. Alright, last 2 books, last 2 sections. Ring the bell. I hope my voice won't give in before. What can I help you with? What section is this? Zeus section. Any story that relates to Zeus can be found here. Yes, give me a book. Okay, Zeus's book. One day when the sun was high, the nymph Castillo, who was follower and fellow huntress of the virgin Diana, entered a grove where the trees had never felt an axe and rested. Zeus saw her resting with no one standing guard and said to himself, "I'm pretty sure my wife won't find about this little interlude, but if she does, it's worth a fight or two." At once he put the feature and dress of Diana and said to Callisto, "Dear girl, aren't you one of my companions? Where have you been hunting?" And as Callisto was about to tell him where she had been hunting, he grabbed her and with his assault gave himself away. She fought, indeed she did. She fought as much as a girl can, but whom can a girl fight against and win? Ah, screw you. Or who can fight against Zeus and win? That's a better point. Her conqueror then returned to the lofty heights of the gods. Now came Diana with her band of nymphs, proud of the game she had killed. She saw Callisto and called out to her, but when the girl heard her name she ran away, fearful at first that it was Zeus again, posing as the goddess. Alas, how hard it is not to let the guilt one feels show in one's face. And if Diana had not been a virgin, she could have sensed the girl's guilt in 1,000 ways. The girl's guilt? Screw that. Yeah, I know the story as well, and I think it's absolute bullshit. This is really the most old-fashioned medieval piece of shit. Well, I guess Greek time. They said the nymphs sensed it. The moon was growing round and full for the 9th time when the goddess found a cool grove where a rippling stream flowed over a bed of sand. A bed of fine sand. "Since no one can see us," she said, "let's take off our clothes and go for a swim in the stream." All removed their tunics except for Callisto, who blushed and hesitated, looking for reasons to delay. Her clothing was then stripped off, and now her naked body revealed her crime. Horrified, she tried to hide her belly with her hands. "Away from here at once. How dare you pollute this sacred stream," Diana shouted, and ordered her to leave her and the other maidens. Now Hera had been long aware of her husband's love affair, but waited to punish this sweetheart of his until the right time came. Again, not punishing the husband, punishing the girl. When Callisto gave birth to a son named Arcas, there was no reason, the goddess thought, to delay the punishment any longer. Glowering at the infant, she said to the girl, "This was no doubt your crowning touch, you whore. To get pregnant and have a child, humiliate me openly, and provide living proof of my Zeus's disgrace. But you won't get away with it, lil fool. Yeah, how dare you get raped? I'll take away that beauty of yours that you and my husband admire so much." And grabbing Callisto by the hair, she sent her sprawling to the ground. Extending her arms, the girl begged for mercy, but her arms bristled with shaggy black fur and her hands growing curved into claws and now worked like feet. And the lips Zeus once adored widened into a broad snout. After she became a bear and her constant groaning bore witness to her wretched condition, raising what hand she had to the sky, to the stars, she realized, though she could not utter words, that Zeus did not care. One day she met her child, Arcas, now nearly 15 and ignorant of who or what his mother was. He was hunting wild game while suddenly he came upon her. Callisto stopped when she saw him, seemed to recognize him, and as she stood there staring at him for an eternity, it seemed he began to back away, frightened, not knowing who she was. She longed to come closer, and just as she was about to plant his deadly spear into her breast, all-powerful Zeus stopped him, and in a single act, the god lifted them up, removed the crime, fixed them in the sky, and made them neighboring stars. Hera, bursting with fury, went down to the sea to speak with Thetis and Old Ocean. Is this about... God, what's the name of that? Oh god, it's my favorite... Damn it, what's it called? Are these Orion and the Big Bear? Is this what this is referring to? I'm not sure, but that could be it. Hera, bursting with fury, went down to the sea to speak with Thetis and Old Ocean. She told them of what had happened and the great insult it bore to her, the Queen of Gods. "If this scornful treatment of your daughter upsets you, keep those starry bears out of your deep blue sea. Reject those stars put in the heaven as payment for fornication. Don't let them bathe in your pure waters." And the gods of the sea gave their assent. Alright, I'm done. Last book. On our way to the last book. I'm pretty sure that when I'm going to continue this, I need to do something with the book that I currently have and the place where stuff was missing. But let's do this one first. What can I help you with? What section is this? Hera section. Any story that relates to Hera can be found here. Anything else I can help you with? No, give me the book. Hera. What's that knocking sound? Here you go. Just let me know when you're done. Okay, read the book. Long ago, when Zeus was still new to his role as king of the gods, he fell for Hera, goddess of marriage and family. Zeus pursued her constantly, begging for her affection, but Hera refused, knowing Zeus had little self-control. Once day, in order to get close to her, Zeus summoned a storm where Hera walked. He then changed himself into a bird and blundered towards her, pretending to be wounded. Hera saw him and, without suspecting a thing, took him in her arms and tended to him. Zeus dropped his guise and again pleaded to Hera for her hand in marriage. Seeing how persistent he was and realizing he wouldn't stop pursuing her, Hera gave in, because that is the only true reason to get married. On one condition. I am the goddess of marriage and family. As you well know, it is my duty to uphold the sanctity of both. Therefore, Zeus, if you're serious and honestly want me as your wife and queen, you must swear that you will always be faithful to me and never again pursue another woman. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Whether it be goddesses, nymph, or mortal. Zeus agreed, and soon after the two were married, and Hera was made queen of all the gods. But Zeus did not keep his promise, for he truly believed it was his duty to have as many wives as possible. And Hera's rage at his falseness did not lessen throughout the ages, but only grew worse to where even Zeus himself was terrified of her wrath. And though he tried to carry out his affairs in secret, Hera's suspicion was always found him out. Zeus was not the only one who suffered. Any woman that caused him to break his vows of matrimony was also fated to suffer a punishment most cruel and unnatural. But still, Hera's fury was so great that her hatred would extend to the other members of the bloodline, and if the perpetrator herself did not suffer, their children, or grandchildren, or any relation at all, would. Yeah, that's the true spirit of family. Alrighty then, those were all the books in the library for as far as I can find for now. I'm gonna take a break for a minute because I think my voice is going to die otherwise. So I'm going to save here, and in the next episode I will continue with something new, hopefully progressing the story. So that was the hunt for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!